and neuron and so many other subatomic particles within the atom, for those of you in science. Now, can you now build a world only on atom? If you build an atom, like the world constructed on that old metaphysics and physics, collapsed in 1914? When did the First World War? Yes, it collapsed when the World War broke out. Because all of these things we say, both in science, epistemology, history, literature, is to build a world. Is to create a foundation for society. Now, if the foundation is wobbly, because the atom has now displayed internal contradiction, so you cannot say you are built firmly. The same thing will happen to your thought system. You will insist on what you know, whereas the reality is calling you govern diversity. This one that is springing up here, this one, they are part and parcel of reality. Cater for all of them so that you have peace. Now when you say, no, it's only my Fulani kinsmen, only my car kinsmen. Didn't you see the trouble we created in Nigeria? The question of saying only my people. You must reach other people so that you can have peace. If you don't do that, there will be a crisis. Like the kind of thing we are thrown into in this country. Nigeria is a great country. We have great leaders. One of them is here. Another one is springing up. But they need to be given that atmosphere to discharge their duties in good conscience, with integrity. But when you mess up everything at other levels, you cannot come here now and look at our children. They are carrying human hairs looking for money. Is that how to become a human being? They are doing rituals, doing juju to get money. We've lost it. So we must go back to the drawing board. And how do we now begin to recall ourselves? Because that's the ultimate question. How do we recall ourselves from this this mess? This taking a very fast route, you know, and the more quickly we walk, the further away we are going astray. How do we retrace our steps? I propose here, and I propose it elsewhere, all over the world, since the last 5 years. Anywhere I go, that's what I tell them. And I have evidence, mammoth-sized evidence in support. Bring up your moral principles that you cherish, that you know can organize community well. Now, don't tell parents, go and teach your... Yes, parents can do that. But many parents are not with their children. Some are in Abuja, some are in Asaba. Because one man alone cannot fend for the family. So the family has a problem. We cannot leave the training of our children to parents alone. But parents must do the primary responsibility. But what do? Legislate for morality. That is what the greatest literature in ethics ever published by Aristotle, the Nicomachean Ethics. He said, legislate for morality. Legislate for morality. So you now make law to guard against certain behavior. You are legislating for morality. Religion, you know, brings sanctions. If you do this, you will not go to heaven. You go to hell. So those are sanctions to help morality. Morality is our sense of right and wrong. It comes without religion. It comes without law. But you need law and religion to support them, to make people obey them. Because moral suasion alone, without sanction, everyone agrees with the most rigorous morality. When there is no question of putting it into practice. It is when it is time to put it into practice, you now see that people will now go back to what they used to know and what they used to do. So we must bring in ethics. I call it character training principles. We have even developed some books where we discuss the matter. 3 textbooks in one, 3 volumes, African moral character and creative thinking principles. I think I have a set there, you know. Take this thing. And when we went to Ondo State and to talk to the Arakuni, what's this, the current governor now of Ondo State, Akeredolu, he said he brought a pack of literature that this thing you are saying, we are doing it here, but it cannot become a Nigerian thing because of the federal structure, the kind of federal structure we run. So they are waiting for, you know, when they can have their dawn, developing agenda of Western Nigeria, so they can introduce it. So let us begin to create our own. So that we now go running to Yoruba people to say, okay, let us look at your concept of Omoluabi. We have the concept of the good person, Ezigbo here, in a land. Ndibo say Ezigbo mother. And there are certain things you do to qualify to be called Ezigbo mother or Ezigbo here. Those things that you do for people to call you that, it is will be teaching them from infancy, not at university level, at primary school and secondary school. That is where habit is formed. Once we form, we want to give them that orientation. Look at me. They're talking of values. There's a course created by the federal government. Something like value something, a Nigerian value or something. That is not what we are talking about at all. Religion has been doing its own bit. That's not what we are talking about. Because religion, as you are doing your own bit, you now bring a problem that if you don't do your thing within this religion, you don't see heaven. Another religion will tell you another one. That's confusion. Now, that's where we start having problem with religion. Other religion used to do it well. No religion, of course there are some now. I wanted to say no religion will tell you to go and commit adultery or to go and... There are some now that are doing that. And they will even tell their people to go and commit suicide as a quick way of going to heaven. It's been happening. Yes, so religion at a point has started misleading us. But those of you who are custodians of true religion, you need to rise to the occasion and join us in bringing out the best of us. That is admirable moral character. How do you bring it in people? You inculcate it when they are young, in primary and secondary school, plus assignment to parents. You give your children assignment, take to your parents. You are approaching the traffic light, it's showing red. You now drive past. A child should know that this is wrong. If we teach them in school that it is wrong, no matter who, if it's your father, your grandfather, tell him it's wrong. Children, very innocent, very clear-headed, they will challenge you. I told my child, my last one, in a passenger school, I say always fight for your right to do this. Say yes, sir. Now one day, they were not feeding them when they bought, but the girls are giving more food in the hostel. So he championed this thing, and they suspended the cook. I said, hey, and I call, I say, come. What is this you are doing? If they can give you double ration and food poison. He said, but you always told us to fight for our rights. You know, but you see, when you tell them, you also give them a caveat. And in certain situations, be careful. But the point I want to make is that children, they take what you give them and what they see you do, not just what you give them, what they see you do. That is more important than giving what you tell them. So you cannot be doing wrong and you tell their child, be doing right. That is why our children are not behaving well. So each time they are saying that African youth, our children are behaving, who should they imitate now? Who should they imitate? It's the people they see. The lecturers that are collecting money for marks or collecting cell for marks. Those who will do contract, they will not do the contract. The money in pocket. All of us are crying, no hospital, women are dying. No. Those are the people they are imitating now. How do you want us to do it again? Anybody who believes that our children can spring up and begin to become morally upright when we are morally depraved is wasting his time. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Executive Governor of Delta State, immediate past governor, my colleague, the professor, and then the EPD of Ibimesa, and then the collective leadership of Ogwa Ika. I congratulate you and I thank you for your attention.
Koreka, lino tokweka. There is a standing ovation. Yakwe swaibo. Alwani. Ika kama.
Before Nina Bayo Lekokani, Professor Jim now, Professor Buzon Mobo, and Namobo, where I was menu you to not never far email, packeting be Eka who really Lekwe, honorary. For many hip one, the mania, the room whatever, is CJ Baba. Another one was a home in Memo Coba. Eka, please, can we keep the level of the noise and the hall?
Thank you very much.
Please, Dodoni, ndi ebu me kwacha ho. Onwebe minute me go wa Buharu. Ode create me kwato. Dodoni, enye ke basha. Governor Delta State rebe ho ke go ne mboria u ne die. Osi de many governor bia ne enwa ho ke go ne mbora na. Dodoni. Amene na bank tina inu ye ide ko de ku ya ne mani ide ko da to. Okay.
Mune mdodo ni. Dile bia kono bia otroni. Dia rio onye ole no ni waju. Miri hwa ni hwa. Ihe wa kegile yi dwe. Na ewiri nwayo na ni megu ihe no tugo. Yemewe ihe hore ni. Oga we gile ni obia. Dodo na ewiri nwayo na ni gonti kana kuzo kere na ni.
Umeme kameke. Neke ni wo Professor Jim Ona agbagbo yoku ihe ndị nwa ọsụ ọdọda n'ime bụ ebe anyị gawa jekọ ni ejekọda nwe ajụjụ na azịza ele ihe ala ejekọda ajụkwu esi ihe ala dajụ ya na ya lakọ ihe umedebere iwu ni onye isi enyi iwu the head collective leadership Eldan Osifo esiri ajụjụ ndị ka ajụ ajụjụ akarịkọ mmadụ ise dodoni mkpọtụrụleni n'ụzụ arịrị ajụkeri azakeri wee ya ka ihe nwụrụ ime ijekọdarị ero mgbe mmemma ebere ikorole nọhumenenyi onye kwere iyi maka na enwe ka iyi enwe wọrọ jekọda iyi ewọrọ ya ihe awamenya ika ira akọzi enyi anyị wee resịrị nke elu na ka makarị nwere hụ na mwe bibu mbụ onye ka anyị leri nwanyị na-ebikike na ole ka mmanyị na-eleri di ya wee ihe hụ ka mkpa na ụzọ lelele ka lie mere mma na lere mma eka mmeyu ụkọ ga-bido onye ra ajụ njụ ibụzọ ịchọ na ịjụ njụ ya eweze ka elu enye akpọghị eleni chọ na ịjụ njụ ya pụọ ibe jefuti
yo nke mbụ
bịa nwa
yo nke bụ
dodori njụ onye ọzọ jụkwa ajụ dọzile dodori
ya anya wetazi ekelu
okay lele kogo kpọrọ ime na-egide high table
onye ibụzọ
Jeff Osuo na onye ohuhu ebe na ole ka ịgụgụ ọ karịkị sel
ebe ọsọ ka akwụkwọ
ozu eto ebe
ozu nwetọ ozu ọma
anaghị ma ọ bido
ozu ọma
onye ibụzọ hụ wee ya ga-ekpokwu kpefa anyị ya gwa ya lee abịa ya jụ njụ Eze Ezekiel Okuchi onye were ọlụbọ ga-ajụ njụ.
But I just found that name. When say a invitation, or any invitation way there, no get around. Then I say okay, you many, get the money that or we could make the messy for next 10 days something. And you offer you had a come on, don't do it. Oh, then, oh, no,